I am going to start with topic 3 of this course, that is binary coded genetic algorithm. In short, this is known as BCGA, and this is also popularly known as simple genetic algorithm or SGA. Introduction to genetic algorithm. Now, genetic algorithm is a population based search and optimization algorithm which works based on the principle of natural genetics and Darwin's principle of natural selection. Now, as it works based on Darwin's principle of natural selection, that is the survival of the fittest, on principle a genetic algorithm can solve the maximization problem. And here we start with a population of solution selected at random, and we use the concept of probability in different iteration, and that is why this is a probabilistic iterative search. The concept of GA was proposed in the year 1965 by Professor John Holland of the University of Michigan, USA. Now, I am just going to start discussing the working cycle of a GA. Now, here we start with a population of solution selected at random, and we say that generation equals to 0. Now, here we have got one termination criteria. So, there could be several termination criteria, and one of them could be the maximum number of generation through which I am going to run this particular genetic algorithm. Now, if the generation is found to be greater than or equals to the maximum number of generation pre-specified, that is the end of the program, or we try to find out the fitness of all solutions in the population. Now, here the fitness is nothing but the goodness value of that particular objective function, and what we do is for a maximization problem. So, we consider the fitness is nothing but the value of this particular the objective function, and once you have got the fitness information for the whole population. So, now we go for the GA operators like reproduction, crossover and mutation. As the population of a genetic algorithm is selected at random, we have got no control on the quality of this particular the solutions, and that is why before we go for the crossover and mutation, so what we will have to do is we will have to select one mating pool using the principle of some selection scheme or reproduction scheme, so that in the mating pool there will be all such good solutions, and to get this mating pool we take the help of reproduction scheme. Now, if you see the literature, we have got different types of reproduction schemes. The oldest one, that is the proportionate selection or the Rouleau-Wheel selection, and after that the concept of ranking selection came, and nowadays we generally use a more efficient, particularly in terms of computation, that is called the tournament selection. Now, using this reproduction scheme, so we will be getting the mating pool, and probabilistically the quality of the mating pool should be better compared to the quality of the initial population. And once we have got the mating pool, now we try to form some mating pairs at random, and for each of the mating pairs we use the operator, that is the crossover, and in crossover there will be exchange of properties between the two parents, and consequently you will be getting the children solutions. Now, if you see the literature, we have got different types of crossover operators. For example, single point crossover, 2-point crossover, multi-point crossover, uniform crossover and so on. I will be discussing the principle of each of these crossover operators in much more details. Now, once you have got the children's solution, there will be some diversification of the properties, and we take the help of another operator, that is called mutation. Now, in biology we use the term mutation just to indicate a sudden change of parameters, and here artificially we try to copy the concept of biological mutation in genetic algorithm to get some advantage, particularly whenever the solution is going to start at the local minima. Now, this particular thing I will be discussing in much more details after some time. Now, with this application of the operators like reproduction, crossover and mutation, one cycle of a GA is completed. So, here we use the generation counter, generation equals to generation plus 1, and this particular process will go on and go on through a large number of iterations, and we will be getting that particular the optimal solution. So, this is in short the working cycle of a genetic algorithm. Now, let us see the steps. We start with the population of random initial solutions, which I have already mentioned. The fitness value or the goodness value is calculated, which is nothing but the value of the objective function, particularly for the maximization problem. Now, as I told that on principle a GA can solve the maximization problem, but sometimes we will be getting some minimization problem, and let us discuss how to solve the minimization problem using a genetic algorithm. Now, to solve the minimization problem, what you can do is I can convert it to the corresponding maximization problem, and how to convert that I am going to discuss. Supposing that I have got one function y equals to f x and I will have to minimize. So, this particular minimization problem is converted to the maximization problem like, so this is equivalent to maximize minus f x, and we use the duality principle. Now, this duality principle actually what we do is, supposing that I have got one minimization problem like this, say this is y, this is x. Now, what I do is I have got one minimization problem something like this, this is the unimodal function and this is the minimum solution. Now, this particular problem is converted into the maximization problem by keeping the same optimal solution. So, this function can be redrawn something like this. Now, if this is your y equals to f x, so this is y equals to minus f x. So, we try to actually maximize this, and by doing that the solution point will remain the same. So, we use this type of duality principle just to solve that particular minimization problem by converting to the maximization problem. Now, next there is another way of converting the minimization problem to the maximization, and this is something like this. So, this minimization problem can be converted to the maximization problem as follows. So, this is 1 by f x, maximize 1 by f x for f x not equals to 0, or this can be considered as maximize 1 divided by 1 plus f x for f x greater than equals to 0, or I can write down maximize 1 divided by 1 plus f x square, because this particular f x could be either positive or negative or 0, and that is why to take care of that particular problem we consider that minimize fx is equivalent to maximize 1 divided by 1 plus fx square. So, this is the way actually we can convert the minimization problem to the maximization, and we can solve using a genetic algorithm. But nowadays actually we use a reproduction operator that is called the tournament selection. So, by using the tournament selection, so we can directly solve the minimization problem without converting it into the maximization problem. That particular thing I will be discussing in detail while discussing the principle of tournament selection. Now, this I have already discussed that the population of solution is operated by the operators like reproduction, crossover and mutation, and you will be getting the modified solutions. Now, as I told, we have got different reproduction scheme, and the working principle of this reproduction scheme will be discussed in detail with suitable example after some time. Now, then comes the crossover. In crossover, there is an exchange of properties between the parents, and consequently the children's solutions will be created. Now, the principle of different crossover operators like single point, 2 point, multi point or uniform crossover will be discussed in details with suitable examples. Then comes the concept of mutation, and as I told that in biology we use the concept of mutation just to indicate a sudden change of parameters. Now, this particular mutation is going to help us to come out of the local minima problem, and how does it help, I am going to discuss in detail after some time while discussing the bitwise mutation. Now, one generation of the GA includes reproduction, crossover and mutation, and we generally take the help of some termination criteria. Now, the termination criteria could be either the maximum number of generations that the user will have to pre-specify, or we consider some desired level of accuracy. Now, if we reach the desired level of accuracy, we say that, so my algorithm has reached that stage that it can indicate the optimal solution. Now, I am just going to discuss the working principle of a binary coded GA in much more details with the help of one numerical example. Now, let us consider an optimization problem of the form maximize y is a function of two variables x 1 and x 2, subject to the condition that x 1 is lying between x 1 minimum and x 1 maximum, x 2 is lying between x 2 minimum, x 2 maximum, where x 1, x 2 are the real variables. Now, real variables means it is going to take some fraction value like say 10.2, 15.6 and so on. Now, this particular GA can also tackle the integer variables having the whole number. For example, x 1 could be 10, x 2 could be 15 and so on. Now, if we can understand how can it handle the real variables, very easily we will be able to understand how can it handle the integer variables, and sometimes we will have to tackle the mixed type of variables, like some of the variables are real and some other variables are integer. The same GA with little bit of modification in the coding will be able to handle the problem involving integer variables, the problem involving real variables, and the problem involving a combination of real and integer variables. So, I am just going to discuss how to tackle with the help of this binary coded GA this particular maximization problem. Now, step 1, we generate a population of solutions at random using the random number generator. Now, in binary coded GA, a particular solution is expressed in the form of ones and zeros. Now, if you see a binary string, it looks like something like this. So, 1 0 0 1 1 1 0 1 1. So, this is nothing but a binary string. Now, here in this binary string, it consists of ones and zeros, and these ones and zeros are nothing but the bit values of the binary string, and this can be in fact compared to our biological chromosome. Now, our properties are dependent on the nature of the chromosomes, and on the chromosome there are some gene values, and the properties of a particular say human being is dependent on the gene values lying in the chromosome. Similarly, the quality of this particular binary string depends on the ones and zeros and their relative positions. Now, let us see how to design this particular binary string, that I am going to discuss. Now, here the population size depends on the complexity of the problem. Now, we have already mentioned that we start with a population of solutions. The population size could be 100, 500, 1000 depending on the complexity of the problem. So, we will have to assign the more population size for a more complex problem and vice versa. Now, as I have already mentioned that a binary string can be compared to a biological chromosome, where each bit is nothing but the gene value of this particular the biological chromosome. Now, how to decide how many bits we are going to assign to the real variables like x 1 and x 2 to solve this particular the problem. Now, let me take one very simple example. The number of bits to be assigned to represent a particular variable depends on how many precision you need in the values of that particular the variable. Now, let me take a very simple example. Supposing that I have decided to use only 3 bits to represent a particular the real variable. Now, here small l is nothing but 3. Now, if there are 3 bits, now in one side we have got 0 0 0 whose decoded value, that is d, is nothing but 0, and on other side we have got 1 1 1 whose decoded value is nothing but 2 raised to the power 0, 2 raised to the power 1, 2 raised to the power 2. So, it is 4 plus 2 6 plus 1 7. So, its decoded value is 7. Now, if I use only 3 bits, the whole space for x 1, the real variable, supposing that this is the space for the range for x 1, this is x 1 minimum and this is x 1 maximum. The whole range that will be divided into 7 equal parts. So, this corresponds to the decoded value of 0, this corresponds to the decoded value of 7, and in between we have got 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, 5 here, 6 here. That means, the whole space, the whole range for x 1, that is divided into 7 equal parts. Now, this particular 7 is nothing but 2 raised to the power 3 minus 1, and here 3 is nothing but L. So, 2 raised to the power L minus 1. That means, if I use only small l number of bits, the whole range for x 1 I am dividing equally into 2 raised to the power L minus 1 equal parts. Now, supposing that I know the range for x 1, that is your x 1 maximum minus x 1 minimum, and that is divided into 2 raised to the power L minus 1, so many divisions, and this is equal to your epsilon, which is the precision which we need. Now, this can be written approximately as follows, that is your 2 raised to the power L minus 1, which is approximately equal to 2 raised to the power L is nothing but x 1 maximum minus x 1 minimum divided by epsilon. Now, if I take log on both sides and if I take log base 2 on both sides, both right hand and the left hand side, I will be getting this particular expression, that is L is nothing but log base 2 x 1 maximum minus x 1 minimum divided by epsilon. So, using this particular formula, I can find out how many bits are to be used to represent a particular real variable in order to ensure some pre-specified accuracy level. Now, it is obvious that if I need better accuracy, so I will have to assign more number of bits and vice versa. But more number of bits means there will be more amount of computation, and consequently the GA will become slower and slower. So, all such issues actually I am just going to discuss after some time. Now, here the computational complexity of this binary coded GA is nothing but L log L, where L indicates the total number of bits used to represent a particular the string. Now, as I told that depending on the accuracy required, I will have to assign the bits. Now, supposing that there are only two variables x 1 and x 2. Now, if I need more accuracy in x 1, so I will have to assign more number of bits to represent x 1 and consequently less number of bits to represent x 2, and this capital L is nothing but the summation of L 1 and L 2. L 1 is used to represent x 1 and L 2 bits are used to represent x 2, and we can find out what is this particular capital L, and the larger the value of this capital L, the more will be the complexity, the computational complexity of this binary coded GA. Now, let us assume that we use 10 bits to represent each variable, and here there are two variables x 1 and x 2. So, to represent a particular solution, I need 10 plus 10, 20 bits. Now, let us consider the initial population of the GA and which is generated at random. Now, at each of the bits we have got, at each of the binary string we have got 20 bits, 10 for each of the variables x 1 and x 2, and this is the whole population. The size is denoted by capital N, that is nothing but the population size. Now, let us see how to proceed with this particular the initial population of solution. Now, what I do is in step 2, so we will have to calculate the fitness of each of these particular the solution. Now, this is a maximization problem. So, the fitness is nothing but the value of the objective function, and to determine the value of objective function, so what we will have to do is we will have to substitute the real values for x 1 and x 2. Now, before I can substitute, I will have to determine what should be the real values for x 1 and x 2. Now, to determine the real values for x 1 and x 2, we use the concept of linear mapping rule. Now, let me discuss that. Now, according to this linear mapping rule, the real value for x 1 is nothing but x 1 minimum plus x 1 maximum minus x 1 minimum divided by 2 raised to the power small l minus 1 into the decoded value denoted by d. Now, if I know the value of small l, if I know the decoded value, so very easily I can find out the real value for this particular x 1. Now, here let me spend some time how to calculate the decoded value. Now, it is very easy. Let us see how to find out the decoded value. Supposing that I have got one binary like 1 0 1 1 0 1. The place value for this is 2 raised to the power 0. Here it is 2 raised to the power 1, 2 raised to the power 2, 2 raised to the power 3, 2 raised to the power 4, 2 raised to the power 5, and its decoded value will be 2 raised to the power 5 is 32, 2 raised to the power 4 is 16, but it is multiplied by 0. So, no contribution. Next is 2 raised to the power 3 is 8, 2 raised to the power 2 is 4, 2 raised to the power 1, but it is multiplied by 0. So, no contribution, and 2 raised to the power 0 is 1. So, we can find out the decoded value for this particular, and that is nothing but 32 plus 8. So, 40 plus 4, 44 plus 1. So, 45. So, the decoded value for this particular binary string is 45. So, this is the way actually you will have to calculate the decoded value, and once you have got the decoded value, now I can find out the real value provided x 1 minimum, x 1 maximum and L is known to us, and using this particular linear mapping rule. So, I can find out what should be the real value for this particular the x 1. Now, by following the same procedure, so I can also find out the real value for this particular the x 2, and once we have got the real values for this particular x 1 and x 2, now I can substitute the values for x 1 and x 2 in the expression of objective function, and I can find out what should be the function value. Now, once we know how to find out the function value for each of these particular solution, each of these particular the binary string, for the whole population I can find out the fitness information, and once we have got the fitness information like f 1, f 2 up to f n, then how to proceed further. So, that I am going to discuss. Thank you.